Okay, I think we are good. Thank you so much for joining me. I know everybody's time is valuable. We're going to walk through something that I know is going to have an impact in your life if you take action on it. So follow with me for the next 15 or 20 minutes, and I know there are going to be some little golden nuggets in here that you will put into place if you so choose. So on the internet right now, so many industry leaders are pitching how to never run out of leads. They're also saying, hey, how do you use social media to build your business? And I have the training program that is going to make your business. But there's sort of the black sheep that nobody talks about. And when you choose a network marketing business, it's like choosing a real business, right? And nobody talks about what to look for when choosing a network marketing company. So the companies on the left, obviously incredibly successful for a long period of time and probably going to be for the future, Starbucks, Amazon, McDonald's. But what happened to Blockbuster? I'm sure there was a time in my life for sure where on a Friday night you were like, Blockbuster is never going out of business. Toys R Us, out of business. BlackBerry, invented sort of using the ability to use email on a mobile device. Pretty much gone, right? So what do you look for in choosing a network marketing company? And trust me, every 6 and 7 figure earner are looking for these things. So let's walk through it. Why are we drawn, or what are you looking for in network marketing? This is also incredibly important. So you're choosing a business. How much do you want to earn from that business and why? So is it $500 to $1,000 a month? Is that something that you're looking for? Is it like a car payment? Is it going to pay for your child's education? Would that pay for a family trip every single year? Are you not making enough so you don't have a great retirement plan? You need to have some residual income to sort of build in. These are credible reasons why you would want to put effort into network marketing. What would $2,000 to $10,000 a week do for you? Would you be able to quit your job? Would you be able to go on maybe an adventure that you've always dreamt of doing? And hopefully, if you were closer to that $10,000 range, you would have some sort of plan to give back, right? So that's why we're drawn. This is legit, right? That's what network marketing can do for you. So you want to take the time to pick the right company. So what do you look for? What do those 6 and 7 figure earners look for? They look for these 5 things. We're going to go over the 5 pillars, and that's why you got drawn in. This is why you wanted to watch this video. Let's walk through them. So product is 1, stability is another, profit opportunity is the 3rd, owner is the 4th, and a team is your 5th. So those are the 5 things that we're going to walk through. So product. You want to have product that shows instant results. If you're going to be building a business based off of products, better have results, right? Also, product-based companies are based off of having consumers, people that are going to be using these products month after month after month. That's the residual component, right? So you need to have consumable products. So if you have like 3 products, is it consumable? Maybe, but is it consumable enough? Probably not, Your retention rate's not going to be amazing. You need to have trending products. So again, why did Blockbuster go out of business? Nobody rents videos, right? So if you have a product that isn't on trend with what's going on in health nowadays, with personal care, any of these things, it's not going to work, right? If you're behind the trend, you missed it. So what are 3 product lines that actually work, that people, they kill it? Weight loss, one of those three. Pain, anytime you can deal with people's pain, inflammation, you have a nugget. And skincare, anything that makes people look younger is also a golden nugget. So, stability. This is a really, really important one that people sort of forget because they get crazy excited and they don't put any thought into it, right? So this is probably the one that I spend the most amount of time on, but listen me out on this. So I'm comparing MLM companies to stocks. So you have a first stock, you have a second stock. The first stock is a company that's showing profit. They manufacture their own facility. They don't have any debt. And they're going to have 10 times growth, but that 10 times growth might come in the next 3 to 6 years, right? But it's going to grow 10 times, and you can be part of it. Stock 2 is a penny stock for all intents and purposes. So no proven profit, repackaged product, or it's a story, you know. They are second round of financing, but they're projected to go 10 times super fast, right? So that's no different than MLM companies. There are thousands of companies that start up all the time. There's thousands of these stock 2s. There's not very many stock 1s out there. So you need to find a stock 1. What happens with stock 2s? 98% of them go out of business. And you have all heard people that have sort of said, you know what, we did 3 million straight away. We did 30 million the next year. We're 50 million. We're going to go to $1 billion. Well, not very likely. Here's the facts, right? So, and I'm going to key in on a couple of things. And I don't know if you can see my mouse, but a company, 5 million year one, they did exceptionally well. The other part that I'm going to sort of key in on here is the cost of goods. So 600,000. So they probably raised enough money to be able to manufacture that 600,000, and because of it, they sold really well, 500,000 of profit. This is what happens to the majority of companies, even if they have success. So they went from 5 to 25 million. So remember, they had $500,000 worth of profit, but now they need to ahead of time put out $3.2 million to just cover the cost of manufacturing the goods that are going to be sold to cover that 25 million. So what happens? They go out, they take a line of credit. That doesn't come cheap, especially with a non-proven company, especially within this industry that has such a failure rate. So you're looking at 20, 30%. So there's a massive interest associated with that. So even though they went from 5 to 25 million, they only have $340,000 worth of profit. Sorry, skipped ahead there for a second. What happens in year 3? They, boom, continue to blow up, right? And that's all you hear about. We went from 5 to 25 to $50 million in sales. Well, guess what? That $50 million in sales is going to cost that company $7.5 million to produce the product to actually be able to deliver, to ship out. So again, they're borrowing money, borrowing money, borrowing money. Now they have this massive interest, a couple $1 million worth of interest that they're paying out, and they have a loss at year 3. Year 4, year 5, they're out of business, right? That is the fact of things in this industry. So don't get so crazy excited about somebody that's like, you're going to get in at the start, this company's blowing up. Well, really? There's more to it than that if you're picking a business for the long haul. So here's some stats. And the top 10 companies in network marketing, you see on the right, have all been around for 25 years, and they're all product-based companies. That's also important. We talked about product already, is that I'm sure somebody has pitched you on cryptocurrency, you know? Nobody's going to be doing cryptocurrency MLM in a couple of years. All of the mainstay companies in network marketing are product-based, not service-based, product-based. So that's huge. And they've been around for a long time. So what are you wanting to look for is a company that's been around, 5 to 10, 15 years, has a great range of products, has some stability, but is projected to take off. So what's held them back? Who knows? But they've had steady growth curve, and still maybe you haven't heard of them. or maybe nobody's doing it in your region, or maybe they're launching a new area. These are the companies that you want to look for, not a startup company. So profit opportunity is also incredibly important. So there are many types of compensation plans out there, but I will tell you, especially looking for a non-startup company, is that binary hybrids are the only ones that work. And I'm going to throw out a couple of essential oil company. I won't throw out their names, but there's a couple of essential oil companies out there that are unilevel comp plans. So you need to have 3 teams. You need to have 4 teams to max that out. That is incredibly hard to do. A binary with 2 teams that is a hybrid of some form that pays you out in other ways is what you're looking for in a comp plan. If they don't have that, run. You're not going to make any money. So why is that important? You need to be able to pay new distributors. There's got to be some part of that comp plan that puts money in people's pockets immediately and gets them to stay. Pays for leadership. So you need leaders to continue training, helping build, and you need those people to stay. And you also need some sort of profit participation pool so that those main leaders, the people that are icons in the industry, are staying around, they're still working, they're still going in those trenches and pushing forward, right? Also, having a company that is global is really important. You know, if you're going to have teams just in your little community, you know, I live in a town of 200,000 people. If I only built in this town, am I ever going to make 6 figures, 7 figures? Probably not. You know, you have to have the ability to build a global team, a North American team. You need to have that ability. So, owner. Why is this important? So I don't know if you have seen Betting on Zero, but Betting on Zero is a documentary about Herbalife, and Herbalife is a company that is publicly traded. So what happens with publicly traded companies is that their products end up suffering or their comp plan changes because the shareholder matters first. So if you want a company that is going to have stability through sort of this mid-range of companies, they need to have a single owner, and that single owner is going to ensure that the quality of the product stay the same and comp plan doesn't drastically change so that the distributor stays first. So that is incredibly, incredibly important. Now, the last thing that we're going to go over is teams. So within companies, you will have great teams and you will have bad teams. You know, you will have teams that will be working with you and you will have teams that will be relying on you. So you want to find this team that is fun, that you can work with, that it's enjoyable. If you're doing this and you're starting up and it's a sort of something that you're adding onto your week, you don't want it to be stressful, you know? You want to have a great time working with the people that you're working with. You need to have a system in place that you can use, that you can follow, that's duplicatable, right? A duplicatable system is what ends up earning you residual income. So if I've caught your attention with these 5 pillars that you should be looking for in a network marketing company, well, guess what? We have one. We have one, and we would love to work with you. So I want you to reach out here and click in our box for one of our team members to follow up with you. We'll answer your questions. We'll go through more details. But these are 5 pillars that everyone that earns 6 and 7 figures in network marketing look for before they jump in to a company.